Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're back in Warframe for another build, and this time we're having a look at the Pyrana Prime. This is one of my most used secondary weapons in the game, and I actually just love this weapon so much. It does look amazing and it does also sound very well. It's a very satisfying sound, I really like it, and has a very unique mechanic that makes it one of my favorite guns in the game. Anyways, that's enough introductions for now, so let's jump into the build. As I already mentioned, this weapon has a unique trait. Killing 3 enemies within 2 seconds will summon a second Pyrana for 6 seconds, doubles your magazine, also grants you an additional 40% fire rate. Moving to the base stats, fire rate is 4, which is very high. Multishot is 10 because this weapon shoots 10 pellets with every bullet, magazine of 12 ammo, reload is 1.6 seconds, which is pretty solid. The Riven disposition is very low at only 1 out of 5, and I do not recommend Rivens. I have one that is pretty solid, it doesn't have a negative, and even if it had one, it will probably still be quite mid. If you do have a god roll, you can use it, but yeah, I don't suggest buying one. They are probably very expensive and they are not gonna be that good. Critical chance is 24% and critical multiplier is 3.4x, which is very high and allows this weapon to deal a massive amount of damage. On the contrary, your status per projectile is only 3.6%, and that's pretty much nothing. It's gonna be quite hard to apply statuses, and I do not recommend building for much status if you ever want to do something like that. The weapon mostly deals slash damage for a total of 240. And these are the mods I'm going to use for today's build. Galvanized Cluster for 120% more crit chance on headshot while aiming for 12 seconds, and on headshot kill an additional 40%, stacking up to 5 times. Prime Pistol Gambit to increase crit chance even more, Prime Target Cracker for more crit damage, Pistol Acuity to increase weak point damage and weak point crit chance by a lot, although we do lose Multishot, Hornet Strike for more damage, Seeker for more puncture, Scorch for more hit damage and status chance, and Magnetic Might for more magnetic damage and critical damage. In your Exile slot there is one mod you have to keep, and that is just Steady Hands. There is no other mod you should use on this weapon, because this weapon does kick quite a lot without it, so that's pretty much needed. In the Arcane slot, I'm running Secondary Deadhead, and this Arcane grants an additional 120% more damage for 24 seconds on Precision Headshot Kill, stacking up to 3 times. It also adds an additional 30% headshot multiplier and reduces the weapon recoil by an additional 50%. This means that now we have 110% less weapon recoil, so the weapon will pretty much be pinpoint accurate, and we don't have to worry about missing our shots anymore. And that's pretty much the build, so let's now see it in action. Alright, I summoned 20 corrupted enemies. They have various amounts of HP and armor, which makes them perfect for this weapon, because this weapon does not perform very well against just one big enemy. It's pretty much not gonna be able to do anything, even with a full magazine, so we need some smaller enemies to actually activate the passive. As I already explained, you have to kill 3 enemies within 2 seconds to activate the secondary pistol. That's not too hard to do, because the timer starts after you kill the first enemy, so it's quite doable. The point is that this weapon does not perform too well, but that's enough rambling, so let's just do it. So we kill 1, we kill 2 and 3, and now we are shooting faster, and we have a secondary pistol, which is amazing. This secondary pistol lasts for 6 seconds, and you cannot refresh the duration while the secondary pistol is active. The problem is that you still need like very low HP enemies to actually be able to keep the buff up. Alright, I summoned 20 fresh enemies, and let's now see what this puppy can do. Again, we need to kill a few enemies first to activate the passive, and then we can start shooting whatever we want to shoot. But you may notice a little problem. This weapon does not deal enough damage to actually keep up the passive, which is very sad, and it means that we actually need to, this time, well, get some other buffs, because yeah, without those buffs we cannot get the passive, and killing these enemies will be much harder, so we need to introduce Viral. And as always, I'm going to use my Panzerupa Phyla. I have a full video explaining how this pet works, how to acquire it, and pretty much everything you need to know. But if you want to use any other pet, you absolutely can. Just use whatever you like. You just need something that applies Viral, and that does it quite consistently. Okay, let's summon those enemies again, and let's see what we can do now. First of all, we need to wait for our pet to spread Viral everywhere, and now, I mean, there's no, like, problem. Like, we can just keep on killing enemies, and yeah, our passive will be very easy to keep up. and we also are able to dash out some very massive amounts of damage, especially on weak points, because that's where we should aim, because we have mods that increase our weak point damage. So yeah, let's make use of those. Now with our Panzer active, we can actually tackle these higher level enemies, because it does strip their armor and also applies viral, which means we can easily kill them with a few shots and activate the Ghost Pistol. So yeah, this is pretty much how to use this weapon. You need something that applies viral. I do not suggest building viral on the weapon, because in 2025 we have like 10 million ways to actually apply viral, so it's not needed on the weapon, but yeah, you still need it for the actual build. So yeah, that's pretty much what you need to know. There is also one more thing you can do to make this weapon even better, and that will be adding one Arcane to your Warframe, which is Arcane Pistoleer. And what this Arcane does is it allows you to pretty much gain infinite ammo for 12 seconds after you kill an enemy with a headshot kill, although this might become quite expensive because you do need a rank 5, and that will look something like this. So, I mean, of course, having infinite ammo, this fire rate, which is not even like max fire rate or anything, and just being able to mash your enemies, yeah, that's perfect, that's very fun. The problem is that you need to sacrifice an Arcane slot on your Warframe, which is not something everyone can do, and that's why I'm not gonna show this version in the showcase later, but yeah, just keep this in mind. This is pretty much what you should use for this weapon. Oh, and one more thing, this weapon has a very cool niche thing, that is that if you are carrying any object like the batteries for excavators or like the terminals you need for mobile defenses, you still get the buff if you kill 3 enemies within 2 seconds, but you only have 1 gun in your hands. So that's kind of strange, but that's how it works. That's the little trivia of today. And yeah, that's pretty much the Pyrana Prime. As I already said, this is one of my favorite guns in the game. I have played with this gun for a while, and I don't know how many hours that is, but like I've used this a lot. Like 4.6% of my time in this game has been with this gun, and especially when I just started playing the game, when I was a new player, because I love it so much. It does look amazing, and the passive is very cool. Anyways, I will now leave you guys to the showcase where I test this weapon for 5 minutes in a Grenadier survival, so you can see how it performs in a more realistic scenario. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, and if you like what I do, consider subscribing. I wish you a beautiful rest of the day, and bye bye.